Yes, I can, Ash. So, I've only done that to annoy you. So, welcome everybody. Hello. Happy Thursday. Who have we got? We have got Mrs. Grandmoth. Hey, we have Will from the Ready Room. Ash, Tomo, Craig. Hello, everyone. Oh my God. Hi, Snowy. So yes, we are here. We have a new camera. It is showing up a lot of beard that I don't really have, so yeah. And yes, I'm definitely early again, Mark. So yes, we've got a new face camera set up and running. It's the Razer one. We've had a couple of issues, but they were very good in sorting it out. I've also been playing around with loads of settings. Not that one. Trying to get stuff to work properly. Not that one. I don't even know what that one does. Pressing buttons. Not that one. That one? Oh, not that one. So I've got an image that I need to put in there somewhere. Image. Yay, there we go. So Pro text back there. Cool. I'm just checking. So the camera keeps freezing. Now, I know it's something to do with Streamlabs and the camera. They've just got to learn to like each other. But Razer have helped out massively this afternoon. A couple of settings sorted. We seem to be okay. Touch wood. The quality of this camera is a lot better. You get to see me a lot clearer. Even when we're in the other views, it looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. Yeah, it could be a bit of both. There's two players in this party, but Razer were absolutely brilliant. I was onto them, the first person, for about half an hour, going through all of my warranty and stuff like that. So once we eventually got through all of that, they were pretty good hitting the fault. Went through a couple of settings and I can't do that. My knee hurts. Ow. So yeah, I'm quite impressed. I'm just working out, because if I'm painting here, does it? Yeah, that's fine. So if I suddenly freeze in the bottom left hand corner, just give us a shout. I do know how to fix it. I just have to do some clicking, and hopefully it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And they're a good looking camera. It looks like the lens off the big one, just mounted on a mount up there. So tonight we have an Orcsy to paint. So I'm going to be painting the Orc Freak by Kromlech. I'm going to try and do it with washes and clears rather than doing paint. So I'm going to try and get the colour down, get some primer on it and stuff like that, and then go for some clears. So I'll quickly bounce over to the... Yay! So this is the picture that we were looking to make a lot clearer. And so far it is, because you can see me. Lovely me. Let me just move that over there a little bit. So this Kromlech have sent us this to build and paint, and I'm really looking forward to it. It is their Orc Freak. It was October. Let's have a quick look. It was October's special figure. October 2020 release. Unleash the full energy of Orc magic. Orc Freak is a stunning piece which can serve as a psyker or very extraordinary mech boss, fitting all army themes. The set consists of all of this. So he is bright. There's lots of blues on the one that's being painted, but I'd like to take it slightly different. Take it a different way. I haven't changed that camera, Mark. Hiya, Phil. Yes, the camera has improved my looks quite considerably. And there's somebody at the door. I don't know who it would be. Not at this time of night. I think we're getting a delivery. And that goes there. Don't know where he goes to. Is that the bits for me? Amazon? Oh. So we've got another delivery coming. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'd like to have a look at that one on the stream when it turns up. So there's arms. There's 2 heads. So, no. I am very much off the curries sort of thing. Just Slimming World ones at the moment. So let's clear this up. I have already washed this and cleaned it. And you can feel it's quite nice. And so there is a Warg banner that I think goes off at that angle. He is sat something like that with a chain attached somewhere on there. I have got the instructions sat there. Hey, look at that little grot. It is class. It was Rod Hull. And there we've got 2 different heads to choose from, and some the 2 bits that go into his backpack, and a bit there should be a bit that goes into his chest. I think that's it. Yeah, it's like a pelt of some description. Have a quick look. Yeah, it's the chain of the pelt of teeths and a belt buckle. Looks cool. So let's get on with it. He says looking for his tools that are all put away nice and tidily. I have my knife, I have some cutters. So, good evening, Jack. It could be a fanatic. So if anyone hasn't had a look or know what Kromlech are, they make lots of bits and there's a lot of cool bits for 40k armies in amongst them all. They do all sorts. I love. There's some tank bits that they do, but their orc stuff is really nice. I'll just snip and snip that bit. There we go. So could do with a wire brush. So with all resin, you give it a wash first. It is the Orc Freak, Jack. So what I'm doing is some bits of that I will definitely miss mold lines, as Mark will tell you. But with a wire brush, you get rid of all of the big bits of resin that are And you just need to be really careful. You don't go backwards and forwards as if you're trying to get the paint off it. It is just a light cleaning. So he has a little bit of chin support. So as I said, you can just get in. How do you go about removing the tabs carefully? I tend to look at where it's going to fit to the base. So that bit there is going to fit to the base. So if I damage anything that way, it's not too much of an issue. So with a good sharp set of cutters, you can see I've took it to that point. So there is some left, and then a couple of quick cuts with the cutters, and then still a little bit left there where it's proud. Feel it on the table, and it's nearly that. So yeah, it fits on there quite nicely. So that's the second bit done. This bit here, it is that way around. Is it that way around? No, it's that way around, and that one's got that there. So trying to keep it round. So I've left a little bit on there. Where's my? So every tab can be different, Mark. You just got to look at where the point of removal needs to be. So our sanding pads that we've got on the website, and you're never going to cut this ball to be round anyway, so you cut and leave a little bit of it on so you can just file it over till you get somewhere near. It's an orc ball. An orc ball is never going to be round. We're just getting it as close as possible. And then you've got bits of flash. Again, just a light clean with the wire brush. It also gets rid of all of the scrapings as well that you put on when you clean the ball off. So that's again pretty clean. Right, the big ones tend to be the ones where things generally go wrong for me. Yeah. Using a big snap-off, good quality snap-off knife off screen, so you don't see me cut my finger or anything like that. Oh, it is a bit strong on this one. I do have one of the GW saws, but I've got no idea where it is, and I should really be using that. He says he has one of them saws. Definitely have one somewhere. I don't think it's going to be in amongst all this lot. The other option is a cutting disc saw, on a Dremel or anything like that. Nah, I'll be fine. So I used an old pair of cutters that are a bit bigger than my good ones. There we have it. So again, just cutting it till it's flat, not flash. I thought I'd cut myself. I'm using the 60 grit for the base. I'll do two things. It roughs it up and gets it smooth, like level, but it also keys it for when you're putting it onto the base. So any mold lines or anything like that, there's a small one there. Again, I think the wire brush is really good at picking up the flashing that's literally just hanging on by a thread. If you've got to cut it off, it's a little bit more complex. And that looks, there we go, a little bit in there. That looks really, really good. So he's ready to go. I'll put him up there because I'll have to clean the bench before I go on any further. That one's ready to go. The gobbo's ready to go. And now the heads and stuff. Ooh. Right, quick clean up. There we go. And that's one of the antennary bits. That's another antennary bit. That is the belly covering. There's two heads. We'll have a look and I'll choose which one to do from, and I'll put them both off. Cool. Oh, I even get a free box. Yeah, I think he will. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Prezzies. I don't know. Is anyone having Twitch freezing? I know when I was watching World of Tanks earlier, that stream kept freezing. I'm just wondering if Twitch need to upgrade the hamster in the electricity ball, or the electricity generator. Babes? Yeah? Couldn't trouble you for a drink, could I? What? Tango, if there is one. So, clean. Thank you very much. Clean the arm a little bit. One arm. There's not much flash on it. It is just small, and you would probably get away with just doing that. That one goes down the side of the cable, so it's pretty well hidden. They work fine. There's a bit there. I think most of it's just coming off with the wire brush. Right, this is the one that I need to do a little bit of work. Just clean the top there. There we go. But I think this goes into his belly, so I just need to double check that. Yeah, that's fine. It fits. And the heads, how do the heads work? So you're not going to see that bit of the head anyway, so I can just cut that bit off. Don't have to be too conscious of how. I think the top part of his neck shows. No, everything goes in. Cool. So that's what we have. You're all nutters. The only thing I couldn't see, because it's round behind, is where this clips to. Does it go onto his... So it goes to there, and then that's onto there, so it is anywhere like here. Let's have a look at Kromlech's website. There we go. So it's up in... Oh, there's a little, yeah, there's a little cutout there. Cool. So there's a little notch for it to go into there. That is super cool. So I'll bring it all this way. So he goes over the edge of the base. I'm just wondering how close to the edge of the base do I need to be when I glue it down. So that goes to there. That. I've put his arms on upside down. So it will go to about here. Cool. Just planning out where to put him. And super glue time. Not super glue time. Super glue seems to have glued. Almost certain I've got some more super glue around here somewhere. It's just finding where I've put it. Super glue gel by Gorilla Glue. If anyone wants any, we have a considerable amount of stock kicking about. So we like to get the good stuff. Your 2 pots are already sorted. Don't you? Yeah. So, we also stock this now, and that makes super glue go off straight away. So that's just to activate it. It makes the super glue go hard and workable really quick. It's a lifesaver. So Have I gone too far forward with it? Yes, Ben, it's on the website. It is postable. It is Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel, 15-gram packs. You'll see we use it on everything. So, I think this is probably going to be the most fiddly part of the build. So I'm getting it out of the way first. And yeah. There we go. Lovely and strong. It's not going anywhere. So all of the arm parts and stuff like that are on. There's a small amount of movability, but they've got like a peg. So it fits a certain way. Is that right? Yeah. So the way I'll probably do it is, if you see the little cup full there, yeah, aerosols are definitely a no-go at the moment. We are looking into ways to send it, but because that black spray that we've got is fantastic. I don't know if Snowy's tried it yet. But at the minute it is local collection only. Sorry. And so So the other thing, we have confirmed we're going to do this month as the yeah. My glue's got stuck, sorry. We're going to do it as a Moonstone month. Moonstone March Madness. So we've got some bits and pieces that hopefully got sent out today in time for next Wednesday's stream. If not, I'm sure I've got some Moonstone bits I can start painting up in the meantime. Ooh. Oh, the activator. Yeah, the activator's safe to go, mate. What else was... yeah, that was something else, Ben. If you're infinity searching, if you go to our, sorry, anyone that doesn't know, we've just put a huge sale on. So it's like, I think there's 130 items now up for sale. We started every listing at 99p. And the camera's froze. Let's see if we can fix this on the bounce. Are we going to have problems? Yeah, mate, I will do that tomorrow for you. Much appreciated. Let's deactivate it first. I am really sorry about this. New camera, technology, all of the above. What I'm doing is just trying it straight into the computer. And don't think we're going to... just had a notification, it's ready to be using. I think the problem I've got is I've had to run the cable straight in and it's not going to hold where it should be. How's that? Oh. Stay where you are. No, don't stay there. Stay about there. Right. Let's see how that one works. The face, the helmet face, or I want to do the cyborg-esque face. Excuse me. Oh, the hiccups are coming. So about 30 minutes. And it decided to freeze. Now I can't see any reason that that's going to cause problems for painting. So I'm going to fit it. Some of these where it's sometimes got something that's going over it or that sort of thing can actually cause a bit of an issue to paint it while it's in place. We have one of them first, and it can be better to paint it in 2 bits. But this, I'm going with, everything's accessible on that. It's not really that overbalanced either. It could have done with going back a bit, and I might eventually cut the black base off and mount it on a resin base. But that will be it for the paint, for the sorting out like that. So let's have a cap. I should have some spare caps. I think they're over here. That's an arm, not a cap. I've got the stuff for it. Where is it gone? Where's the rum gone? I'll tell you what. I'll take the experimental one off. Oh, he fell off anyway. And then he gets to stick on the base. Oops, that was me. Shouldn't have pushed. Guess what? I'm gluing. That's fine. Right, slight repair on the move. So a little bit of glue on a knife blade. You see where it's split? Both edges. Get a good joint. And just hold it there. I'm not going to use the activator because it can go slightly brittle on very small surfaces. But so there we have him. I'm not sure on trigger. I've got no friends with brooms. So let's move out a little bit to medium. What I'm going to... so I am going to go and try some new product. Again, always trying new stuff. We got some AK Interactives, I think it is. Ink that I'd like to try. But first, we need to do a base coat. And the first base coat I'm going to do is black. Primer. So I'm going to prime him in black. And then build up into a light colour. I want to be doing clears and that sort of stuff over the top of it. So... the black won't be very good for that. But what will is a zenithal highlight with the white ink. That should pick it up nicely. So I'm just going to move slightly sideways so I don't get this all over my nice clean bench and stickers. Have we got any Legion fans in the stream tonight? Anyone play Legion? It's a good film. Yes, I have a really good black primer for the airbrush, but I also have a really good one for the rattle cans now as well. But I also have a misused airbrush that needs some love tomorrow. Yeah, needs a good strip down and a clean, that one. It's using a lot of primer today. The only thing I didn't mention was the resin was, I might have actually, the resin was already washed, so I didn't need to wash any of the resin. Oh, I missed his face. So we have him in his basic form of black primer. I'm going to let that dry, so it may take a minute or two to let it dry, and I might show off what I've just got. Me. Good evening, Martin. I hear that phrase and I always panic. So I'll swap to the other airbrush for the next bit. And you can have a clean tomorrow. So I've just had some Legion delivered. Right, I'll put that there to dry for a couple of minutes. So I have some painted arcs. It's the first time I'm seeing these as well. And then some of the new specialists. Oh. So let's have them up there. A friend's painting these for me because, yeah, time and stuff like that. I've just not had time to get anything really painted. Once I get them all out and sorted, I shall be able to show them a bit better. So you've got the commander with the hologram, or the commanders with the holograms. Commander watching his watch, the running commander, and the one kneeling down. And that's the three over there as well. And execute order 67. Yep. And then I've got another one of the walkers. And Darth Vader. It looks class, Darth Vader. Best Darth Vader ever. So cool. I need to find a home for all of these now and get them into my cases. So, and work out which ones are which. From which sets which comes what. So that's the three jetpackers. That's the 7 of them. Seven, 4, and 4. That's right. It's cool. So they're all painted to match the squads I already have as well. It looks like hooks. So if you are watching, I know you sometimes watch in the background. Thank you very much, mate. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, it's amazing. So, he's nearly dry. So the ink that I'm wanting to try is the Titanium White AK Interactives ink model, or model ink. I think this one's all nice and clean. Catch you soon, Archnin. It's not, it's just where the green screen ends, unfortunately. I've changed the position of the camera to hold it here, so I'm not resetting everything. Very clever, very magical. And very drippy of the white ink. So let's see how nicely this goes on. Right, okay, noticed problem straight away. It's not closing. There we go. So I'm doing it from a point, one point of origin. So it's like the sun shining on certain parts. It's not going to get the whole model. So if you can keep it from this angle for the entire model, you basically get pre-done shading. And you don't put the ink on like you would primer or anything like that. You just do it slowly. Right, I'm getting white everywhere, I can see. And that I thought that camera had broken there. So there we go. Without the covering everywhere, you can see underneath is still black and the tops are really nice and white. First time use impression, it's not as smooth as the Liquitex. The Liquitex seemed to have a lot more control, a lot more like layers to get it to there. This just seems to have jumped straight pretty much there, sort of thing. Just clean off this brush. So technically you can do that with a can of spray. You just have to be careful doing it. And you get a similar effect from doing a black primer, then I would do a grey primer next, and then on top of that go for the white for the final one. And I think I'm going to clean the pair of them tomorrow. Must be their birthday or something. The problem you have now is this has to set. You can't just go in with paint, because if you go in with paint now, even the clears or the inks and stuff like that, you will get it basically reactivating the paint and making it go a bit I did get my dogs, wow, and my airbrush. Yeah, when you're airbrushing, make sure where you're pointing the airbrush, because everything goes white. I've caught my actual other airbrush with it. Just sit there a minute, I'll just clean this before it sets and I can never get it off. Well, yeah, I'll be IPA bathing them tomorrow anyway, so I just love how it's so I have missed a mold line, Paul. Everyone. So basically it means I'll have to hand clean up that in the paint stage, so not a biggie. So the colours that we've got do vary. Well, let's zoom out a little bit. Cool. So when I do that one, it's not so tight and cramped. That's better. And I'm going to try some of it while we're on. Bits that I can, not that one, that one. Bits that we can clean up if needs be. That's better. I can see that now. So the colours that I'm wanting to use are Vallejo inks, if I can remember where they are. Contrast washes. They work very much like the contrast paints. Tanks, airbrush, contrast washes. Inks over here. Cards. Hot glue, old paint, foundation. Glue. And tools, old paint, army paint. What have I done with the inks? This is part of what happened when we moved stuff around. It's hard to find some of the paints because I used to know exactly where they are. These will do. So, right, that's for a wash. You would water it down. Catch you soon, Egan. Catch you next week, mate. So what I'm going to show you is so I've got my pack out, and let's do the little gobbo down the bottom just as a starter test. Oh, that's very gloopy. That's better. So I'm going to use a synthetic. So the bits where he's green, I'm just going to use it straight. So I'm literally wanting it to stain, Paul. So what happens is it does the same, basically the same as contrast. I've been painting gobbos for some time with this method, and they're quick. That's what this is all about, getting it done quick, getting it to stick on the table. And there you have it. So no, the watering down is not really needed, because I want it to stain. That's part and parcel of the colour process that I want it to do. So, the armband's going to be silver later on anyway with the metallics, so I can just catch that. It's not going to be any hardship. And the other arm, that's it. It's just straight Vallejo green ink. If you want it darker, there is the green black version. You could do it a few ways. You could tie it in by going, right, I want very dark orcs or gobbos or whatever, and just going straight into the black green, or you can do a 50-50. If it's not the green that you want, or the darkness of the green that you want, you can do another coat, do a wash to it as well. But just having this down first is so quick. There you go. And as you can see, it's doing what washes and inks do, and it gets into all of the nooks and crannies it needs to, gives you a highlight. So there we go. And you can do, I think the on the Kromlech site, the painter's done them basically the same green all over. So that one. If we hit up some of the bits where the green is, you'll see the effect of how good the zenithal side of stuff works with inks and clears and washes. And again, I'm coming back in to do the metal in metallics, so if I catch them I can clean them up in a bit. If it's all about getting it done, this is just something Kromlech have sent us, Paul. It is the Orc Freak, which can be used as a few bits in 40k. He can be a shaman, a witch doctor, or any of the magic users for orcs and stuff like that. They were kind enough to send us it to paint, so and you can't turn down painting a cracking orc. And again, we're using a technique and some products that I've not used before. I've used the zenithal, and I've used the painting them with a wash or an ink, but I've never used them. I've never used it the same. What I've also noticed, and Mark will be loving this about now, is there's a little bit of yeah, it is a little bit big. I don't know. You could have it as a ref or something like that in Blood Bowl, mate. Well, yeah, if we just get the green skin sorted. There's reds to go on, and I'm going to use the same for the reds. There's green, there's yellows that I'd like to do. I'm going to do the same for them. The metallics don't show up very much under zenithal, so I'm not too fussed about, as I clipping the metallics, the bits that would be metallic for now. When I do the metallics, then I will have to be super careful. I don't want to just go hitting all of the bits that don't need metallic on them. There we go. That is needing, I need to try and keep that from getting green on it. So this stick here has wood effect up it, so I'd like to keep that pretty clear so the white comes through, and I can use the zenithal on that as well. So there is some skin just in there. Again, I'm hitting this side here because it's metallics, and I know I'm going to be doing the metallics. So these tubes, these tubes here and that collar are going at metallics, where this part is in yellow. So I don't want to get the green on there, because I'd have to spend time cleaning up the area that I did that to, and then getting the zenithal highlight back onto it, which is a pain. I'd prefer to do it in one go and just be that little bit careful. So he has a glowing eye. So my idea for the glowing eye is I'm going to do it all grey. This has got metallics in, so I'm not too bothered about clipping them. The mouth and everything again is going to be the teeth and everything are going to be painted in bone colours. So in the interest of speed and getting the skin down first. Just feather the ink into the places it needs to go without trying to catch anything that it could affect. So the eye, I will probably do a glow effect using the airbrush. Do a white thing there, and yeah, well, as soon as you finish that, Paul, give us a shout and I'll find some more bits that you can paint and have fun with. So I'll do inside the mouth as well, just for... So I hope you can see that and how it's coming out. The hand's got the joints showing up. The gobbo is, oh, his top lip's missing. There we go. The gobbo skin is just practically done. It's found all of the nooks and crannies where it needs to go, the highlights and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. For the green, now I use the Vallejo more for the quality that it stains than anything else. As people will tell you, other stuff works just as well, but the Vallejo end of stuff tends to stain that little bit stronger. So for part of the banner here, his shoulder pad over here, and some little bits and pieces, it's the red. So we're going to use the red game ink. It's good to see the new people coming on and liking the stream. Thank you very much. That is much appreciated. Every like, subscribe, follow, anything like that massively helps the channel. So just Vallejo red game ink. It is a very strong, the red is one of the strongest. It feels like a paint. This is where you need to take that little bit extra time, because the top half wants to be blue and you don't want to spill it in there because you'll end up with purple. And again, I can go over the majority of it and clip the little bits of metal, because I'm going to come in with the metallics once all of the bright colours are done. And this is I'm following the basic colour ideas from Kromlech's advert, but obviously using different techniques and definitely different paints, I think. So same plate on the back. Again, a lot of that's going to be metal, the bell's going to be metal. I just need to pick up the metal, the red plates that have been painted. Yeah, it's for speed painting and stuff like that, the versatility it gives you is really good, because if you have it where it's like this, zenithal highlighted, you can rattle through some work because it does a wash. It's very much like contrast. It does a wash and it does a coat for you from the get-go. So it's two jobs in one sort of thing. Quick check. Yeah, that looks cool. So on the Kromlech one, all of this is in colours. There's reds, there's blues and stuff like that. I'm wanting to do mine in brasses, but I do like the colour that they've got the centre part here. So I'm going to pick up this as a red as well. And then I'll pick up some of the bits as metallics and clean them up. If you notice, underneath it's gone a darker red to what we've got on the top because of the zenithal. And it is fairly, the paint's fairly runny, and it does go on. It does feel like it's going on like a wash and quite thick and stuff like that, but it does quicken up the paint job a lot. Did I get that right? Yep, that's fine. Because that's just metallic work later. So you're getting basically quick shading, quick colours. Just shrink something down. It's covering up the notification screen. There we go. And right, is there any little bits that wanted to be red? I'll keep it at that. So you can see it's actually the diamond shapes it's picked up, the shapes of the face of the orc it's picked up. So the arm pad needs to be yellow. Now this is probably one of the harder colours to use, the yellow. I know if Ash was here he'd be screaming at me doing yellow. Ash did a full Space Marine army in yellow. Glutton for punishment. Yeah. So this yellow works really well, Tomo, if you can get it to work and get it down right. If you can get a good white down and then the yellow ink over the top, it does work. It just works. It's quite bright. It's quite vivid. Ooh. Let me just get this yellow into the corners. So as long as you're not hitting any of the other colours or any of the places that need to use the inks to colour it, you can be quite messy, because if it's a metallic bit, the metallics will cover it, no problem. If it's a bit where a darker ink's going, you might not have any problems either. Oops. Paint it like an ogre. Lots of layers. Isn't that an onion? You paint it in layers. Come on. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. How do the Vallejo washes ink stack against the Citadel? There's a scale of staining. You've got inks which are at the bottom. You've got GW washes which are quite near the top, and then in the middle you have Army Painter and Vallejo inks. They both have separate levels of staining and stuff like that. Spend a couple of quid, Paul. Get one and try it. It's not easy to explain and go, it does this better or it does this worse. Sometimes in the way that people use certain inks, they just use them differently and it works for them. I know a few people have said that they've tried this and they can't get away with it. I don't know, it's one of the ways I like doing quick paint jobs. They do come out quite bright and quite quite high on the colour pigment scale. So if you're wanting bright colours, things like orcs, harlequins and stuff like that, doing the inkweight can really make it jump out. As for direct equivalents, is there any particular reason you're wanting direct equivalents? So I'm trying to see what that is. That's his knee, I think, or is that his toe? His toe's in yellow. His toe is yellow. If I could understand what you're trying to do and what the purpose for wanting a matching one, I could probably better understand. If not, yeah, I'm gonna have both toe caps. I can't see the other one, so right. You'll hear me say this a lot. There is tools for jobs. If you're a mechanic, 9 out of 10 times you'll have had the snap-on, you'll have had Teng tools, you'll have had X, Y and Z. And if you're time served and you've got your own tool kit and it's built up over years, you will have tools that work well for certain situations. Painting is exactly the same. I forgot to do that shoulder pad in red. GW washes are really good. There's no getting away from that. They work differently to Vallejo washes, and Vallejo washes are really good. But they just do two different things. And they work differently. You could struggle, you can play around, and you could get them to work the same by adding flow improver or bits and pieces like that. The simple solution is, Paul, just buy some of each. Unless you're massively sponsored by Vallejo, who say you can't use anything else, just take the tool for the job. Use the tool that you've got in the toolbox to the best of its ability. So Nullin is probably my go-to and my favoured black wash. But if I want that little bit of extra staining and darkening, I will then go and use Army Painter or Vallejo. There's no right and wrong but of what the best paints are, but there is paints that work really well. There's nothing on the market that you can touch for things like Retributor Gold. I'm not going to sit here and say there is an equivalent to Retributor Gold out there. GW hit the nail on the head with that gold setup. It is fantastic. It works. It is cracking. For that type of gold, there's nothing. You're just going to struggle. If you have a big distaste for GW and don't want to use their products, then that's up to you. But taking away really good tools that you can use day in, day out. It's not like they're hard to get hold of. It's not like the bank breaking to get. Just use what's available. If a colour suddenly becomes unavailable, then we start looking at what can replace nulling. It's a mistake GW made with their promotion of contrast. They were never a replacement of their other paints. They're an addition. Exactly. The paints for... sorry, I've gone on to the Vallejo blue ink now. The contrast paints, again, fantastic tools. They work in so many situations. I love the black Templars black for things like Space Marine, or the flexible hosing, or the flexible whatever it is in between the legs. Same for the Stormtroopers. That little black bit in there. If you painted your Stormtroopers white, and then you take it with, I think, I'm almost certain it's Black Templar contrast, or Templars. It gives you such a good effect over the white, because you've basically got the white slightly showing through, which with the contrast turns to a greyish colour, grey-ing colour, and basically with that it does your highlights and it does your shading for you. And to say there's something else out there that does just as well, I don't know if there is. You could maybe do inks, but to get the they have some good ones. Again, like everything else, I've just got myself some weathered wood, so you'll see when I come to repaint white and stuff like that, I'll probably put down a base of weathered wood. Now the weathered wood is Secret Weapon Miniatures, and it is a very light, close to white colour. It's like a creamy colour, but the pigment content in it is out of this world. A lot of the top painters use it to rekey in a white or start a white off over a black. It just works. Again, tool for a butt thing. If you... let's have a look. Banding. It's black in the centre, so cool. So yeah, if you restrict yourself to one manufacturer, you are painting with an arm tied behind your back sort of thing. Just use whatever's out there. Whatever makes life easier, Paul. if it's contrast. I know Steve, one of my mates, he's hammered through his Lord of the Rings stuff over. Since contrast came out, there's been no stopping him. He has done so much of that stuff in the contrasts, and it just works for him. And he will do the contrast. He will then do some highlights. It is not the only colour you use. You just add another layer in, but it takes away the doing the wash, doing the base colour. You just go in with the contrast and it does everything. A bit like what we're doing here. We've got the blue. The blue's been a bit of a one shot. I have had to liven it up a little bit because it's going thin. But look at the skin. Yes, exactly, Paul. I've had stuff painted for me because I'm a little bit lazy at the moment. I also have had in the past painters who I've taken on, asked them to paint stuff up just to sell on, and that meant that they could continue in uni, continue in work, put food on the table for themselves and stuff like that. It's paying a commission painter is not always about getting a good piece of artwork at the end of it, especially if that person's a friend and they could do with the work. So I'm going to use wood grain. This isn't an ink, this is a clear, but again, it's not far off exactly the same stuff. And this is for the woods and leathers that I'm going to use it on, and Gobbo's little trousers. So with it drying clear, you're going to see the zenithal underneath. And his boots all seem to be the same colour. So again, it is like an ink. It's very, very thin, very runny, but it's got a high pigment content that seems to really hit the crevices and stuff like that. It's actually hidden that mistake where I've missed the mold line as well. You'll be happy to know, Mark. So when you consider, it does take me longer to paint on the stream because I keep having to hold over the camera and stuff like that, and yeah. But that's about an hour's work so far, building and getting it to this level. So I've done the belt on that side, so I definitely need to do the belt on this side. Yeah, if anyone tells you painting on a stream is easy, yeah, it definitely isn't. There you go, Carl. Scale 75 ones. I've got all of them as well. That's one of the greens that I've used quite a bit The yellow is quite vibrant. I just wanted to use the gaming ones on stream to see how they worked over Zenithal. I do have the candy inks from Green Stuff World. As I was saying to Paul, a tool for everything. Yeah, I think the yellow ink will be quite... I've got something in my eye now. Quite good on Wolverine. So it's still brown. What else have I got in the brown colours? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bones in brown. Now I seen this the other day. Someone was doing them and then dry brushing them up. So we're going to give that a go as well. I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of painters on YouTube and I pick up a lot from them. And I hope I can pass some of that on to you guys as well. But when I'm watching them, I'm sat there thinking, but if you do this, you can do it to that as well. And thinking of new ways to use what they've picked up on, which I do enjoy. Or the other one is going, right, they're doing this. There is a tool for everything, Paul. If you want to be one of them, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to go with brown in the background on the board as well, because it looks like wood in the background. And then I can hit up. So I'll probably catch the tooth here, so it's not too much of a problem because I am coming back to do the bone. Yeah, there we go. I'll get the cap with the metallics, the bell that I've just nearly painted brown, and the bone again on the back, and the board. So I will probably do more of this next Thursday and get him, might do a bit off stream just to get him to the point where he needs dry brushes and stuff like that. I probably will do some light washes over this just to give it a bit more definition, but I'd like to get the final details done and get him sat raring to go next week. So at the minute he looks very bright, very out there, and yeah, he probably could be construed as a very bright orc. But right, so I'm doing all of the chest in the brown. There is brown and there's leather and all sorts in here, so I'm going to do the whole lot in the same colour. And then if there's any bits that I think should be slightly different, I'll pick them out with actual paints rather than washes. Ink, sorry. Keep it all as if it's like a leather jacket to hold all of his equipment on. I did that. So if you want to have a look over at their website, there is some fantastic models over there. We have spoke to them about Yay! I'm trying not to move the camera too much. Let me know if he comes back, because I don't think I got rid of him. I think he escaped before I could delete him himself. So I'm going to do the... He's got a big cloak on, so I'm going to do the cloak as a wax skin. So this brown's a good base for that. Again. And then the metallics afterwards. So, something I did this week was... my Airbrush Medium, I've now got in a top loading squeegee bottle. So it's just a bit easier to use. So the reason I'm using the medium here is the ink has actually started to harden on my palette. So, and because I'm not using a wet palette. Using a wet palette for inks tends to cause more problems, and if it just splays out and goes everywhere. I just tend to use a normal palette. So you will see me hitting all of the metal here. Not meaning to, but it's just a lot easier to splodge it in the gaps. So really impressed with the way the zenithal has gone together. The rock will get done in my standard rock colours anyway, so getting a bit of brown on it here and there at the moment is not an issue. And that's something else, Paul. When you start doing certain colours and certain things like the rocks and like you have with the water, you'll have certain colours that you know work, that you get used to using, but it's not always the GW, the Vallejo. It could be anything, but if it works, just use it. Right, the boots need to be brown as well, if I remember rightly. Yep. So I've done everything the same brown as a base, and then what I'll do is I'll come in with a bit of a wash and a dry brush, and I'll use different washes to change the colour of the brown slightly. I do think all of the leather on an orc would probably be from the same thing-ish, whether it's been cleaned up or tanned or whatever. Just a quick cotton bud where I'd caught it. Yeah. do need a little bit more, so I'm going to need some more off of the tub. Orc Voltron. Again, a lot of this you're seeing him in his raw base colours. When stuff starts to tie it in, like the washes and the cleaning and stuff like that, very much like Eisenhorn, you will see a lot of changes and a lot of, quite quickly actually, usually. I know he looks very bright and very garish, but it will get darkened down. Again, I'm loving the red grass handle. It just twisting it with your thumb to move stuff around. Again, there's a bell there, metalwork, brown in there. The good thing with the brown is if you've got to do the metalwork over the top of it and you miss some of the metalwork, you inevitably do miss bits, but the brown fills the hole, so it doesn't just look like unpainted plastic or unpainted primer, if that makes sense. And even if you get some of it wrong, sometimes, depending on which one it is, you can cover it up. A little bit of brown in there. It works for me. There you go. Colour by numbers. If you get the base colours down and then work back from there. So it's exactly the same colour that I've just been using, but I watered it down. So what it's done is, it needs a little bit more. There we go. It's given the hand grip a bit of life, so it looks like a grip. That's metallic, that's metallic. The bone's bone, the bell's a bell, the bells. What colour's the Orc's jacket? He's got a bluey green jacket, so you can mix these inks as well. So yeah, it was just the blue that we used all over in the other places, and a couple of drops of green mixed in just on the palette. Probably 2 brushfuls at the most, and you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to mix half a bottle, sort of thing. What's that? A little bit, just that. And that's cool. And then, because it's ink, I can go back to the green, and there's a little bit of his chin that I've missed. I can blend that in. Where I caught it there, rub that, the blue disappears. And you've got the little denim jacket starts to fill quite well. So, sure I missed something else green earlier, I saw it. Again, the good thing with washes, you can just go back and splodge a bit of the green in where needs be. So, the ribbons, all the ribbons. Bit more blue. I will get the bone. Will go like bone colour. The ribbons have gone blue, and they look cool. So all that's going to be metallics, 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 greys, metallics and colours over the top of the metallics. I've missed a bit of red. So, I missed the bottom of his shoulder pad. Oh, got everything now. A little bit more there. There we go. I do fancy getting all of the bright colours in place and getting them really outlandish, garish, and then using the same stuff that we did on Eisenhorn and give him a really gritty look after that. I think it would work well with the metallics. I think staining it down quite considerably would give him a lot more life. But as you can see at the moment, I've literally just gone colour by numbers: green, red, green, yellow, green, brown, red, blue, 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 yellow, brown, yellow. I do have a picture in front of me of the work that someone's done, but trying to get that the same colours but just quick and easy for you guys. And then this lot will become metallics. I'll probably go in with the one of the Vallejo metallics. Maybe it's my favourite exhaust manifold. I'll tell you what, I'll do a quick exhaust manifold check, and then I'm not going to use too much because I just splattered myself with most of it. See how it looks for tomorrow. Oops. Chain's a pain in the butt to paint because it's every link you've got to go that way and then that way. Again, does it need to be a brighter silver? I will have a look at that tomorrow under the proper sunlight, see what it looks like, because it does look quite dark. It looks baby's first exhaust manifold. It does look a bit dark for me. I don't know if I've not mixed it right and I've got the top, but that does look a bit dark. Yeah, I think I've messed up and not shook it enough. So the ball needs doing in it as well. Yeah, I've cocked it up, it's alright. I know what I've done. So it is a very dark colour till it dries, but not as dark as that chain. And yes, Tom, I'll probably just do a quick dry brush to pull that one back in. It is a little bit lighter. Yeah, I'll look at a lighter one for the rest of it actually. Oh, that's interesting. The metallic ran into the red. Oh no, there's definite stuff that I can bring back from it. Like the ball's now an amazing plum red metallic. Interesting one. And that was just because it slipped into there. So I think I am going to go to this view and put some normal glasses on. So that's the colours on him so far. The rest needs to be metallic. It does need to be a brighter metallic than I've... yeah, it's not far off copper. Might dry brush that into copper. So, yeah, I think with a little bit of work we will move that into, get all the metallics done, and then I'll come on to cleaning the metallics with a brighter metallic rather than the very dark one that I've used. Yeah. And then we'll probably use the enamel wash on him, bring out some dirty and gritty. I need to do the teeth, the bone, the metallics, and then some airbrushing to get the glow effects. But other than that, he won't be far off. It's an amazing model to paint. Really looking forward to it. So the back's going to be silvers and coppers, maybe some brass, silver, copper and brass to build that up. Glow effects on the top parts and glow effects on his eye, maybe the ends of, or that end of the staff, and the eye on the staff as well. So right, I'll take him off here so he doesn't fall too much. Thank you everyone that's been with us tonight and put up with us through that. I think I have found the issue of this. It's lasted for an hour and a half on a direct cable, so I think it's because I've got a USB cable in line. It's causing issues. A USB extender, so I'll have a look at that and see if I can find a good quality USB extender for it. So, thank you everyone for coming by tonight. I'm 90% certain I won't have much on over the weekend, because much content on over the weekend, because I've got to do a couple of what they're called, patron. Did I mention I have a patron, by the way? I've got a couple of patron videos that I want to get out and get done. Thank you very much, X-Wing Tavern Wars. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you for everyone that's donating at the moment, everyone that's following, everyone that's subscribing and doing everything. The channel's getting bigger, we're getting more and more people on board, which is absolutely fantastic. I'll keep doing it as long as you keep turning up. No, I'll do it even when you've gone. Don't just disappear because I've said that. Poop. Right. So, I shall catch everyone next Wednesday for some Moonstone, and next Thursday to finish off Mr. Orky. So, catch you all over the weekend in Discord and stuff like that. We're always about. Just give us a shout. In the meantime, take care. Catch us all soon.